Ever wondered about the origins of one of history's most intriguing figures, Cleopatra? Our journey takes us back to the sun-drenched land of ancient Egypt, specifically to the Ptolemaic dynasty. Born into this dynasty, Cleopatra was destined for greatness from the start. Her lineage was a complex tapestry woven with threads of power, intrigue, and a fair share of family drama. The Ptolemies, of Greek origin, ruled Egypt for nearly 300 years, maintaining their Hellenistic customs while adopting many of the traditional practices of the pharaohs. Cleopatra, however, was the exception, famously incorporating Egyptian culture into her reign. Born the third of 6 siblings, her path to the throne was anything but straightforward, with familial ties often blurring with political ambitions. Yet, it was within this intricate web of relationships that Cleopatra began to craft her own destiny. Thus begins the tale of Cleopatra, born into a dynasty with a complex web of power and intrigue. Cleopatra VII, the most famous of the Cleopatras, was a woman of many facets. Born into the Ptolemaic dynasty, she was destined for greatness from her early years. She was not just a queen, but a scholar, a diplomat, and a military strategist. Cleopatra was just 18 when she ascended to the throne of Egypt, alongside her 10-year-old brother, Ptolemy XIII. This was a time of great turmoil, as Egypt was under the influence of the powerful Roman Empire. Yet Cleopatra, with her sharp intellect and political savvy, managed to navigate these treacherous waters. She was not merely a puppet queen, she was a force to be reckoned with. Throughout her life, she formed alliances and maneuvered her way through political strife, all with one goal in mind: maintaining her power and the sovereignty of Egypt. Cleopatra's reign was marked by political maneuvering, alliances, and an indomitable will to maintain power. How did a young woman rise to become the Queen of Egypt? This is the story of Cleopatra, a tale of ambition and cunning. Born into the Ptolemaic dynasty, Cleopatra was not destined to be a mere figurehead. She was a woman of intelligence and determination, characteristics she would need to navigate the treacherous political landscape of her time. When her father, Ptolemy XIV, passed away, the 15-year-old Cleopatra was left to share the throne with her younger brother, Ptolemy XIII. This was a tumultuous time in Egypt's history, and the siblings' joint rule was fraught with tension and conflict. Yet Cleopatra was not one to be overshadowed or outmaneuvered. She seized the reins of power, using her keen intellect and political savvy to consolidate her position. She understood the Game of Thrones better than most, and she played it with a deftness that left many in awe. Cleopatra's ascent to the throne was a testament to her intelligence and cunning. Cleopatra's alliance with Julius Caesar was a strategic masterstroke. This wasn't just a simple affair of the heart, but a shrewd political move by a savvy queen who understood the power dynamics at play. After being ousted from power by her brother, Cleopatra sought refuge in Rome, where she met Julius Caesar. Captivated by her intellect and charm, Caesar provided Cleopatra with the military support she needed to reclaim her throne. But this wasn't a one-sided affair. Caesar, in turn, gained a valuable ally in the strategically important region of Egypt. Their relationship was a blend of politics and passion, producing a son, Caesarion, who would later become Ptolemy XIV. This bond further cemented the alliance between Rome and Egypt, two of the most powerful entities of the ancient world. This alliance with Caesar would have far-reaching implications, not just for Cleopatra, but for the entire Roman world. Their union, both personal and political, would forever alter the course of history. From this alliance was born a son, Caesarion, the future Ptolemy XIV. Born in the summer of 47 BC, he was the only known biological son of Julius Caesar. Cleopatra named him Ptolemy XV Philometor Caesar, but he was commonly known as Caesarion, meaning Little Caesar. While his father never officially acknowledged him, Caesarion was raised in the opulence of the Egyptian court, groomed to be Cleopatra's successor. His birth not only cemented the bond between Cleopatra and Caesar, but also offered a potential heir to both the Roman and Egyptian realms, a prospect that ignited numerous political fires. Cleopatra, ever the strategic ruler, used Caesarion's lineage as a tool in her political machinations, positioning him as a symbol of her alliance with Rome and her authority in Egypt. Caesarion, the fruit of Cleopatra and Caesar's union, would play a crucial role in the unfolding drama. The end for Cleopatra and Mark Antony was as dramatic as their lives. After their defeat in the Battle of Actium, they found themselves cornered, their dreams of ruling Rome and Egypt as a power couple lying in ruins. Mark Antony, the once formidable Roman general, was now a defeated man, his forces decimated by Octavian's armies. Cleopatra, the last pharaoh of Egypt, was left with few options. She had gambled everything on Mark Antony, and now it seemed their fate was sealed. In a world where capture meant humiliation and servitude, they both chose to control their destinies. Antony, believing that Cleopatra had already taken her life, fell on his own sword in an act of tragic desperation. But he did not die immediately. Stricken and in agony, he was taken to Cleopatra, who had barricaded herself in a mausoleum with her treasures. In their last moments together, they say Antony died in Cleopatra's arms. The queen, now alone, was left to face the inevitability of Octavian's victory. But Cleopatra was not one to be paraded in defeat through the streets of Rome. She would not be a trophy in Octavian's triumph. So she chose to join Antony in death, maintaining her dignity to the last. The exact circumstances of her death remain shrouded in mystery, but the most popular tale tells of a venomous asp, smuggled into her sanctuary in a basket of figs. Cleopatra, it is said, held the snake to her breast and let it bite her, choosing a death fit for a queen. Their deaths marked the end of an era, closing the chapter on the Ptolemaic dynasty in Egypt. Their story, one of passion, power, and tragedy, continues to captivate us, a timeless testament to their extraordinary lives. Cleopatra's legacy has endured for over 2 millennia, a statement as true today as it was when the last pharaoh of Egypt took her final breath. What has kept her memory alive isn't just the dramatic circumstances of her life and death, but also her enduring influence on culture and society. Cleopatra's name has echoed down the corridors of history, immortalized in literature, art, theater, and film. From the quill of Shakespeare, who cast her as the tragic heroine in his play Antony and Cleopatra, to the silver screen where Elizabeth Taylor's portrayal in the 1963 epic film Cleopatra became a defining moment in cinematic history. She has been portrayed as a seductress, a stateswoman, a scholar, a queen, and a goddess. Each representation, though varied, captures a facet of her intriguing persona. Beyond her representation in popular culture, Cleopatra's legacy can be seen in the way she's inspired countless generations of women to embrace their intelligence, ambition, and power. Her rule as pharaoh was marked by political acumen and diplomatic finesse, setting a precedent for female leadership in a world dominated by men. Yet her legacy is also shrouded in myths and mysteries that continue to fascinate historians and enthusiasts alike. Was she the femme fatale as often depicted, using her charms to manipulate powerful men? Or was she a savvy political leader, adept at the game of power? The truth probably lies somewhere in between, in the gray area that makes history so captivating. The enigma of her death, too, adds to the allure. Did she truly die from the bite of an asp? Or was it a calculated act of political defiance? The answers may be lost to time, but the questions keep her legacy alive, sparking endless debates and theories. Cleopatra remains a figure of fascination, her life a testament to the power of ambition, intelligence, and charisma. Her legacy, entwined with myth and history, continues to captivate us, a testament to the enduring allure of one of history's most iconic figures.